Our phones, they have become our best friends. They are there when we want to snap our memories. They are there when we listen to tunes, play games, or connect with our friends. They are always within arm's reach. We use them from morning till night. But pause for a second. Take a step back and think. What if, while we are having fun, our phones are actually screwing us silently? What if our phones are controlling us instead of the other way around? Let's find out how. Let me ask you this. What's the first thing you do after waking up? Check your phone, right? And when you sit down to eat, do you also watch something on your screen? Well, you are not alone. We all do this. We all are guilty. In fact, did you know that an average person spends around 6 hours on their phone? Put that into perspective. We work for 8 hours, sleep for 8 hours, and 6 hours for meaningless scrolling. That leaves just 2 hours unaccounted for in a 24-hour day. It is insane to realize that most of our free time is consumed by our screens. And why is that? Why can't we stop even when we want to? It is because our phones are built to keep us hooked. Companies invest billions into understanding our brains, crafting devices that are as addictive as possible. Take the feature of notifications, for example. Each one is like a mini tap on the shoulder that captures our attention, a quick shot of dopamine to our brain. This makes us feel good and urges us to check again and again. But that's not it. There is this feature called endless scroll. It means you never run out of things to see. The more you scroll, the more stuff pops up. It is all planned. The more you use your phone, the better it is for the companies behind the apps. They want your time, and they have found clever ways to get it. So when you think you are just passing time, there is actually a whole strategy working to keep your eyes glued to that screen. With every swipe, tap, and click, you shed digital footprints. Every photo you like, every site you visit, even the games you play, you are dropping hints about yourself. You may never see them, but companies do. Companies gather these hints, and what do they do with them? They use it to sell themselves. They show you ads they think you will like or stuff they think you will buy. It is not magic. It is data. Those free games or apps, they are not really free. The price? Your info. It is a trade-off. But sometimes it feels sneaky, because while we are just having fun, there is a whole system working to figure us out, to know what we want before we even do. Have you ever had trouble sleeping after a late-night phone session? There is a reason for that. A Harvard study found that blue light from screens can mess with your sleep cycle. It affects your normal circadian rhythm by suppressing your melatonin levels. And because melatonin is the sleep hormone, when your brain is running low on it, you cannot sleep. In a way, your phone is fooling your brain into thinking it is still daytime, and you can keep scrolling your feeds. But wait, there's more than that. Even if you are all snuggled up, have you found yourself checking if you received a new notification? Or wondering if that important message came through? Part of you is still waiting for that buzz or beep, and that makes deep sleep much harder. Now take a step back and notice this is how much your phone hooks you. This is why screen fasting before bedtime is important. It means you take a break from screens before going to bed, letting your eyes and brain relax. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for a night of tossing and turning. We often joke about being glued to our phones, but the reality is closer to the truth than we think. Hours spent hunched over screens can lead to a real pain in the neck. It is a real condition now, called text neck, and it comes from all that downward gazing. Our hands are not spared either. Excessive texting can cause strain. It is a tendon pathology now known as a texting thumb. Constant texting can also lead to cramps, even serious conditions like carpal tunnel syndrome. But it does not end there. Think about how often we clean our phones. Not so often, right? Shockingly, studies suggest our phones can be 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. It means every tap and every swipe could be spreading germs. But it is not just about aches, pains, and germs. The sedentary lifestyle encouraged by screen addiction means less movement, less fresh air, and often less face-to-face interaction. We are trading real-life experiences for virtual ones. We often make tiny purchases in an app thinking, it's just $1. Well, those in-app buys and microtransactions sneakily add up, and top of those are online shopping apps. They have made impulse buying way too easy. With one click, you have bought something you didn't even know you wanted 5 minutes ago. Then there is the trap of subscriptions. A few dollars here, a few there, and before you know it, your account is leaking money every month. This does not even match the level of game ads. Seems like they are everywhere, right? And not just games. Ads are in everything, coaxing us to spend more. And we do. Yes, we spend without even realizing the depth of the hole we are digging in our pockets. We cannot deny the fact that we obsessively check for likes or comments on our profiles. That's the validation game, and we are all caught up in it. Every like boosts our mood. Every missed expectation brings us down. It is an emotional roller coaster, and our phones have the front row ticket. Then there is the paradox of being connected. While our phones promise connections, what we often get is a shadow of real human interaction. Genuine laughs, comforting hugs, or just being there physically. They are getting replaced by emojis and text. We prefer video calling our parents to actually driving to see them. And the darkest corner? Cyberbullying. With phones, hurtful words are not shouted across playgrounds but whispered into our ears day and night. Ever felt a pit in your stomach from a hurtful text? Or felt left out seeing friends' posts without you? That's the magnified power of our devices. Instead of bringing us closer, social media often pulls us into a spiral of emotions, distractions, and dangers. There is no way you have never checked your phone's screen time stats. The numbers are right there in front of our eyes. We are sinking hours, even days, into our screens. Imagine that, an entire day lost to just scrolling. But still, we don't stop. We waste 6 hours of our day on our phones. And what's the real cost of this? It is not just time, it is the opportunities we miss. Those hours could have been spent learning a new hobby, exercising, reading a book, or simply being present with loved ones. Each minute on the screen is a minute less in the tangible world. But here is a thought: mindfulness. You need to take deliberate breaks, schedule times to disconnect, and can make a world of difference. It is about reclaiming control, deciding where your time goes rather than letting apps and notifications decide for you. If you are still looking for the answer, then yes, your phone is really screwing you over. It might fit in your pockets, but its hold over your life is colossal. Its influence stretches far beyond its screen size, shaping your behavior, desires, and even your physical well-being. This is why it is time you recognize this and make conscious efforts to not let these gadgets dominate your days. Do you feel the same? Do you think your tiny little BFF is screwing you over? Let us know in the comments below. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel because we have got loads more insights and eye-openers coming your way.